Hi, I'm Jake, and today we're going to turn this into this. Check it out. Today we're going to make a couple mallets, and this is out of necessity because in a couple of videos I'm going to be doing a little bit of hand carving. It's a video I'm going to be proud of. I'm pretty excited about it, so go ahead and subscribe, hit the bell, and I have a link to that video at the end. But anyway, I'm going to make a hammer-shaped mallet, and I got this piece of wood from Bigscreen Bird. I'll put a link to his channel up there. Thank you, Bird. He got this from the Virgin Islands, so I think this is pretty cool. And the other mallet I'm going to make is a cylindrical shaped one, and I'm loosely basing this video off of Jay Bates, one of his mallet videos, and I'll put a link to that below. There's tons and tons of videos out there about mallets, but can't go wrong with Jay Bates. So you have the luxury of knowing what the thumbnail looked like. So right now I don't have a clue how this is going to turn out, but I'm going to take you along with me and share my thought process, and hopefully you get something out of it. So here we go. So this piece of walnut here has already been planed, and my planer leaves a little bit of snipe, so I'm going to try to avoid that, and I'm going to come right over here on the other side of the snipe, and I'm going to outline this. This piece of walnut's been planed. All of it's going to be the same thickness, so I'm going to use this. I'm going to cut this block in half, and this is going to fill it, and then I'm going to use this material to make the handle out of. So it'll all be the same thickness, and I won't have to mess around with that kind of stuff. So first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to avoid the snipe, and then I'm going to trace around this, and I'm going to end up cutting it a little bit big. And then after that, I'm going to cut this in half down the middle. So here we go. So I need to find the center of this block of wood, and basically how you do that is you just kind of get it close to what you think is center, and you do like this, and make you a mark, and then go on the opposite side, and make you a mark. Center. So I have a zero clearance table saw insert in here, so there's no clearance in between that blade and this kerf right here. So all we got to do is line up our line we just made with the center of that zero clearance insert, and we'll be centered. Now all I'm going to do is true these up so there's a good glue surface, and we're going to call it good. Now this is the piece that I cut to sandwich in between there, but the end grain on this mahogany is on the end, so I'm going to rethink that a little bit. So instead of cutting it like this, I'm going to cut it like this, and I'll get me a new centerpiece, and then I'll cut the handle out of this piece. There we go. So now all the end grain will be on the end. So conveniently, Bigscreen Bird had already put marks on here where he was gonna put the hole for the handle in. So all I'm gonna do is transfer those marks over to this middle piece of walnut, and then I'm gonna cut them at an angle, and I'll show you that here in a second. I put some marks on there to tell me which way the angle is gonna go, and that's gonna make room for the wedges as we put our handle in. And of course, this will all become apparent here towards the end of the video. So maybe you can see it a little bit better now. So it's angled both ways, 3 degrees each way, so we'll have room to put a wedge in there, and that's what's going to hold this handle to the head. So, but first I'm going to drill holes in this so I can put the BBs in it. This is going to be a dead blow hammer. So I'm going to use this handle that we just cut to make the space for that, and I'm going to get these lined up the best I can and right up against that handle. And you can see the spots where we're going to have to make room for our wedges there. That's what's going to keep this thing all together. So I'm going to glue this together. I'm going to pin nail it in place, so I'm not trying to do a big glue up. And it should turn out all right. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to fill these with the BBs. That'll have your dead blow effect. And then I'm going to glue this one on here like this. And we're starting to see our hammer take shape. So this has been drying for about an hour. So I put this handle in there and it's protruding through the top. If you can see that. Let me see. It's protruding through the top a little bit. So I'm going to draw a line right here to know that I can't go past that with the lines for the wedges. And then, so I'm going to make that and get it ready to go to the next step. So while I'm waiting for that mallet head to dry, I'm going to cut out some rough shapes on this and glue this together, and that's going to be my Carvers Mallet, the cylinder shaped one. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Well, I made a mistake when I made this. I don't have any, there's no ledge out here to keep on going through when you wedge it. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put this in where it goes, and then I'm gonna put these little cherry pieces up there after I square it and everything, and I'll show you what I'm talking about here. I have all this stuff drying. I'm gonna go ahead and attempt to cut some wedges. See how that goes. The whole time I've been wanting to make mallets, I've been wondering how I'm gonna cut the wedges. Well, I made this bandsaw sled last week. I'll put a link to it up here. Check it out. Now it's turned out to be more handy than I thought. Let's cut these wedges. It's been about 3 or 4 hours since I put these on, so I'm going to go ahead and take them off and true it up, and I'll be done with that part. So everything should be dry now. The wind is blowing horribly. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take these out of the clamps and I'm gonna shape them, probably with the bandsaw, the sander, card scrapers. So I'm gonna put everything in fast motion, put on some music, and maybe you'll be entertained. Here we go. pretty happy with them. It reminds me that I need to get a lathe, but I really didn't use a lot of tools on this. I know I have a big bandsaw, but this can be done with minimal tools, and it's a quick win. You get in your shop and you can make something and you can be proud of it. I made a lot of mistakes on these, and I left them there, and it'll remind me every time I use it not to make those same mistakes again. I had mentioned Jay Bates at the beginning of the video. The other one, good video to watch would be from Johnny Brook from Crafted Workshop. I'll put a link below for that too. If this is your first time seeing one of my videos, go ahead and subscribe. I like it when you do that. Y'all be good. We'll see you next time.